Beautiful stuff. Earlier in the interview, you'd mentioned that, we go from that phase of boy to man to spiritual leader. And, I tend to think in today's culture, what's in a sense retarding this whole process, probably more than anything, is the vice of pornography. I sometimes when I speak to dads about it, say, I'm sorry for being kind of blunt here, but this is a spiritual vasectomy. I mean, your capacity to transmit the supernatural life of your family is just severed from you. And so, we can be restored to our fatherhood, but there's nothing quite keeping us in boyhood as much as that refusal to suffer. And so pornography is just the pampering of the boy's sensuality of just like, okay, no, nothing but pleasure. I'm feeling self-pity. I'm stressed out. I'm lonely. My wife's not available. I'm feeling sorry for myself. Therefore, I'm entitled. And then I binge in the porn, but it just keeps you forever in that training wheel stage, where we can't ascend to what God's wanting the man to be within the family. And so maybe speak to why is St. Joseph so important, for fathers, especially when it comes to this vice, this man who's the guardian of the virgin, the terror of demons. What can he offer the modern day man who's struggling with porn?
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Well, first of all, there's this great quote. I read it in a book. I can't think of the author's name, but he said, "Comfort will make cowards of us all." And I think that's so true, because when you want comfort, you're attached to that comfort, and that comfort makes you soft, so you're unwilling to take risk. And what's risk? Risk is overcoming fear, and fear is always overcoming the idea of losing something, almost always. So where does St. Joseph come in with all of this? Well, I'm going to get a little bit technical, but I love this about St. Joseph. And really, we think the scriptures don't say much about St. Joseph, but if you mine the scriptures that pertain to St. Joseph, it's just like lightning. It's a gold mine. It's amazing. But there's this point where St. Joseph discovers Mary pregnant without his cooperation. And it says that he decided to basically put her away privately. And it says, as he pondered on this, and that word in the Greek is actually enthymeme. And enthymeme is the word where we get the word thumos, this deep spiritedness. Like they used to, the Greeks said it was manliness or the spirit of the man. And so enthymeme, though, is taking that deep spirited of the man, and he was grieving. Okay, so there's this passionate grieving personally and before the Lord. Okay, so what does that mean? All of us have passions. All of us have passions. And when those passions get erupted, we feel like we have to actuate them, do something with them, act on them. And we see that with lust all the time, right? We see a beautiful woman or a scantily clad woman on the internet or whatever. We just feel that urge to look and to penetrate, whatever. Well, what we see with St. Joseph is there was like 4 basic steps, I think, or at least 3. First of all, he took the problem to the silence. He entered the silence. Second, he was in the presence of God, so he presented his passionate grieving, his deep manly spiritedness to God. And then third, he waited. And then he did it all over again. We don't know if it was 2 weeks, 2 months, or how long it took for him to get the response from God to go take the Blessed Virgin Mary, your wife, into your home. We don't know how long. But we know that he had to keep remaining in the presence of God till God gave him that directive. In a sense, till God gave him the Spirit to heal him of this passion. And so what can we learn from St. Joseph? If you want to be a man, it demands patience, because you have to patiently surrender your passions to God. And that word patience in the Greek is hupomene, which means to remain under. So hupo, under, mene, remain under the trial. That's what makes a man. And so if we remain under the trial with God, God will see that we're waiting on him, and he will exalt us. Humble yourself before the mighty hand of God, and in due time he will exalt you. So, but this is the key here. It's not just mental acrobatics. The key is you've got to take St. Joseph for your mentor, your guide, and your intercessor, because he has, in a sense, wrestled and lived with all this in one way or shape or form or another. And he can obtain for us the greatest graces in these areas. St. Teresa of Avila said, never was it known that a time that I went to St. Joseph for anything that he turned me away. And St. Thomas Aquinas says that because some saints are given the ability to give us some things in some circumstances, St. Joseph has the ability to give us all things in all circumstances because he was the provider for the Holy Family. So it's just beautiful.
Yeah. Now, Mother Teresa, remember, had the same confidence. If she wanted something, she'd go to St. Joseph. And if she wasn't, I knew a priest who lived with her, and he said, you know, if she wasn't getting it from him, she would take his statue and turn it around so it was facing the corner.
Timeout. Joseph's in the timeout.
She's put the father of the Universal Church in timeout. You know?
Yeah. You count to 10, Joseph, and think about it.
Yeah. And then once she got what she wanted, okay, now you're back in good graces with Mother Teresa here.
So. Oh, that's hilarious. I love that. Wow.
No, but that's
I never do it,
they,
but
they
I love
knew
it.
each other. They're on a personal basis, you know, so they could do that.
Well, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. I think sometimes we pray these novenas and we pray these prayers that other people have developed, which are very good, but we forget about the personal relationship. We do this with Jesus all the time. We make religion ritual. Well, the ritual and the religion, the R's of ritual and religion are meant to lead us to relationship. It's not the other way around. It's not like, oh, I got this relationship with God. Now I'm just going to go back to rituals and religion. No, they're there. The rules, the rituals, the religion is there to cultivate a rich relationship with Jesus Christ. Yeah. So the thing is if we get stuck in just the monotony of all, we're going to miss out, you know?
Yeah. And so in a sense, remaining under all that suffering, what we need is to have that relationship, because things like porn are going to offer an immediate out from underneath that thing. So if I've got this weight of stress, this weight of loneliness, and my instinct is like, how do I get out of this? You know, porn is like always right there. Like, hey, there's an exit hatch right here. You just click that button and your brain is going to be so distracted from all those things going on in your life. But, you know, what you're telling us is that real masculinity is feeling that weight and taking it to the right place, instead of just trying to find the quickest route to alleviate the pain and the suffering. Like, we've got to almost give ourselves permission to feel what we're feeling, whether it's this incredible sexual urge or depression or whatever, to like, don't just run from that, go into that, and then bring it to this relationship that you have with Joseph and the Father.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that our culture is bent on fleeing from any kind of inconvenience, suffering, or pain, right? But like you and I both know, I mean, like from our own lives or from our own experience, anything that you do, if you want to succeed at, involves pain, whether it's education. So if you want to get a college degree, you got to go through the pain of really studying. If you want to have a good physique, you've got to go through the pain of actually exercising, working out, and pushing yourself. It's like that in anything, but especially the spiritual life, because it's the highest. It's above all those things. So there's more work to do. There's more pain involved. But the key here is this. We act like we're just going to embrace the suffering. It's going to be, woe is me, my life is over. No, God is the God of consolation. That's what St. Paul tells us. God is the God of gifts. So this is what if we can just get the mindset that if we give God our little, he can make it great. If we give God the little that we have in our suffering to overcome pornography, to overcome lust, to love woman rightly, to not expose woman to shame, like St. Joseph didn't expose Mary to shame. If we do that, do we not think we're going to be rewarded? God's going to reward us. Yeah. He's going to give us so much in the end, not only in heaven, but here on earth. But will the Son of Man, when he comes, find faith on earth? That's what it really boils down to. Do we have faith that Jesus Christ is really going to give us the consolation that we desire?
Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that little clip, but if you want to see the whole episode where this came from, just click the link here. And in the meantime, we want to invite you to help us share this message, and there's a couple things you can do real quick. Number one, if you like or comment or share this video, YouTube will actually show it to more people. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. We release videos every single day, and you'll be notified as soon as those come out. If you want to help us also to spread this message, you can support us at patreon.com/JasonEvert. That helps us to create these videos and show them to the whole world. God bless.